Is the Austin, Texas housing crash going to get even worse in 2025? And when will you as a buyer know when the right time to buy is? Because folks, things are getting crazy in Austin. Values are down 19% over the last 2 years according to data on Reventure app. That's the biggest drop of any large metro in America. However, there could be even further pain to come for Austin and its surrounding metros and counties, because the big story in Austin right now is a huge glut of housing supply. The inventory has absolutely exploded in a way that few people expected only a couple years ago. Because back in 2021, there was only 3,600 homes for sale on the Austin housing market, back when I called the Austin housing bubble. Now there's over 10,000 homes for sale across the metro, which is the highest level we've seen in 7 years by far. And this inventory spike is hitting almost everywhere across the metro area, but it's particularly intense near the center of Austin and to the north of Austin, near where the Domain is, as well as in East Austin and Southeast Austin, where the supply has just skyrocketed to the level that's hard to imagine, and where homes are now sitting on the market for over 2 months, whereas before the pandemic, they only sat on the market for 1 month. And I actually just want to show you folks what's happening in zip codes like this, 78744 in Austin, where I just showed you the data. This is a 4-bed, 4-bath listing in this zip code, where the value estimate's gone down from around 615,000 to 410,000. So that's a 34% decline in the estimated value of this house, with the estimate now back at its levels around March to April 2021. So we basically erased a huge chunk of this pandemic appreciation. But a good question to ask is just how much more are prices in Austin and the rest of Central Texas going to decline? Because we've already seen a big 20% correction. How much more is the drop going to be? Well, to answer that, I'm going to show you guys some premium data on Reventure app right now. We're going to look at the overvaluation rate in the Austin, Texas housing market, as well as the surrounding Central Texas counties like Leander County, Burnett County. We're going to do a bit of a deep dive right now. And I want you guys to get into this, because how overvalued prices are today could be a signal to you of how much more they're going to drop into the future, and potentially when the right time to buy for you might be. And so if we go back here on Reventure app, let's do something. Let's change to county view. I would encourage a lot of you guys who use Reventure app to look at the county view, because it's going to give you kind of a different perspective a bit on how, for instance, Texas is operating in general. You can look at every county in America here, but let's zoom in on Central Texas. And I want to look first at the overvaluation rate by county. And you can see, in particular, Travis County, the main county in Austin, is now only 11% overvalued. This is very interesting. 2 years ago, Travis County was 40% overvalued, and now it's only 11% overvalued. And this is due, this correction is showing you that values have dropped, incomes have gone up a bit. As we look at the monthly, we're starting to get closer to a point back to 2015 to 2019 levels where the market is fairly valued. There's another 11% to go in Travis County, another 16% to go in Williamson County, and another 11% in Hayes. Now, folks, these overvaluation rates aren't a guarantee of how much more prices are going to drop in the future, but what we're generally seeing in Austin is we're starting to get to a point where it could soon make sense to buy. We're not there yet. The market's still oversupplied. The price forecasts are saying prices are dropping. We're still a bit overvalued, but we're starting to get closer. I think Austin's probably going to be the first housing market to bottom in this downturn. If you guys have been watching me for a while, you'll remember back in 2021, Austin was the first market I called as a bubble. Now it's collapsing. There's still some downside to go, particularly also out here in like Burnett County, Llano County, Gillespie County, where Fredericksburg is. Prices are 23% overvalued in Fredericksburg. You can see they've started to drop, but that they're still way above the fair home value of around $427,000. So we still have about a 20% correction we want to see in Fredericksburg, which could certainly happen given the huge spike in supply that's happening right now. And my mission for you guys out there as home buyers in Central Texas is to arm you with the data so you can make a more informed decision, because this is a crazy market right now. I mean, like, if you're in Austin, you're in the craziest market in America. Value's down 20%, highest supply spike of anywhere. But we're starting to see fundamentals return to the market a little bit with how much prices have dropped. And so what I want you folks to do is search your area in Central Texas and start doing zip code level analysis right now. Go to www.reventure.app and type in your zip code. When I lived in Austin, I lived in 78756, Brentwood. You can see the home price forecast for Brentwood is 28 out of 100, which is a huge buyer's market. Brentwood is still really in this downturn, prices have dropped by 20% over the last 2.5 years already, and now they're around 10% overvalued. One of the first areas to finally be kind of fairly valued again. So we still have about 10% more, but we're getting closer to that fair valuation level. And really what you should do is do that exact analysis for your zip code. Type in your zip code into Reventure app in Texas. Look at the home price forecast score, look at the overvaluation rate and how it's trended, and you're going to have much firmer clarity on when the right time to buy is going to be. And if we're approaching that, access that data under a premium monthly pass for Reventure app, $39 a month. If you're someone who knows you're going to be looking for at least like 6 months, sign up for the annual pass and save 15% on the monthly cost.